So for last year, this iPad is primarily for recording whatever we are learning right now. So you don't have to worry about taking notes or anything. Whatever we do, everything is recorded here, and I'll put it on YouTube so that you can use it later on. I mean, while I'm teaching, you only focus on understanding things, and everything else is there in the videos, which you can watch anytime whenever you have time. Okay? So don't stress out for taking notes. Focus on understanding the concepts. Okay? Alright, shall we start? So, what is the plan for today? Our plan was to try working on some problems related to percentage, and then we'll go to radical and rational exponents. So basically we'll talk about exponents, and then there are different flavors of exponents. It might sound very cryptic. I'm saying radical, rational exponent, and you'll think, oh, what is this fancy stuff? It's not fancy, it's easy, okay? We'll not worry about that right now. And anytime when I'm teaching you guys, if I make something look complicated, say, sir, this is difficult. Can you make it easy? And I'll make sure that I'm doing it, okay? And I have my daughter also is supposed to be in the class, but she has gone shopping with her mom. That's why she's not here. Otherwise, she will be with you guys in the classroom always, okay? Alright. So let's do a quick roll call and we'll get started. We have Dikshita, we have Gayatri, we have Gitesh, we have Hiranya, we have Suhina, Sami, and Sandri and Sulin, and then Kiara, and then we have Vasundhara. Okay? All of you, if you are comfortable, you can keep your videos on. If you find it difficult, it's okay, we'll manage. Sometimes kids are not video ready, that's what they think. But yeah, if you are able to make eye contact and while we are talking, it makes it easy for me as a teacher. Alright? Okay. So, what are we going to learn today? We are going to talk about percentage first. And we talked about percentage before. We'll look at the application of percentage in our day-to-day life. So, to Lasya and Arya. Do you understand what is percentage? Have you guys heard about percentage?
Yes.
Do you know how to use it?
No.
No? Okay. Some of the kids have gone through it, so they understand it. I will try making it a little easy by breaking it down. So if you say, it's not math, it's actually English. 50%. Let's say if I'm saying 50%. This is not math, this is actually English. Now you'll say, why? Cent is a short form of century. And what that means is equal to 100. Okay? Cent is a short form of century. It's an English word which means 100. Now let's look at it like English. This is saying 50%. 50 per. Like you say 2 miles per hour. This is how you say this. This is used as a per. You can read this as per or divide. So 50%. So 50% is 100. See? This is what it became. So if somebody says 50% of 200. So let's say you go for shopping, buying shoes for yourself with your parents, and you found a deal. In the store they are saying, okay, we have 50% discount. Okay, so how much discount? 50%. So 50, and then you picked up a shoe which says $200. You're trying to find out how much is the discount. How did you find it out? So you will say the 50%. So 50% of. Okay? So this 50% discount, so 50% of 200 is the discount. How will you find it out? Now see, 50 you can write as 5 into 10. 200 you can write as 20 into 10. Right? And 100 you can write as 10 into 10. I'm just making it simple, okay? So that we don't have to do bigger calculation. What I'm doing now, I'm doing tic-tac-toe. I'm making the smaller numbers, 10 and 10. I can do tic-tac-toe. Done. This 10 and this 10 also I can do tic-tac-toe. What I'm left with? 5 into 20. How much that will be? 100. See, this is my discount. When somebody told me that 50% discount on 200, I could calculate by using English. 50% of 200. Multiplication is also dead is off. 2 of 10. You can read this as this. Okay? So here, 50% of 200. 50% is discount. So how much is discount? 50% of 200. And you are using tic-tac-toe to find out, oh, I'm getting $100 discount. So if the shoe was $200, I'm getting $100 discount. Half is given as discount to me. That is how we calculate percentage. Now, there are 3 flavors of percentage that we end up dealing with. Yep. What are the 3 flavors? There are 3 types of percentages. 3 types of percentages. Can somebody tell me what are those different types of percentages? Anybody in the class? There are 3 types of percentages that we deal with. So, first of all, percent means if I say 20% of my salary, 10% of my house's worth, 20% of the room is full, meaning not the whole room is full, only part of it is full. And how much is that? 20%. 20% of whatever. If my room is, let's say, I can say 100 square meters, do that calculation, find it out. So here, there are 3 types of percentages that we need to be aware of. Anybody have any idea about what are those 3 types? Absolute, relative and net percentage. Have you guys heard this before? Sami, Suhina, sounding very new to you guys? Gitesh, what does the thumbs down mean? I'm sorry? Okay. Alright, so let me go a little slow here. Let me first check with Sami, Suhina, Lasya and Arya here in the class. So are you guys clear about what do we mean by percentage first of all? Okay? A little bit? So let me just break everybody's head here for 5 minutes. As I said, percent is an English thing. We'll not worry about that as math. It's an English thing for us. Now 10% means, now let's relate that with what we see around us. You go to a store, says, yeah, we have a deal going on. 20% discount on everything. What does it mean? If you have a price given for something as, let's say $100, you will get a $20 discount. Okay? So 20% of the price will be given back to you, meaning you don't have to pay that amount. So any discount, any percentage means a part of it. 100%, somebody says, how much you got? 100%, meaning you got each and every mark that you could get. Right? So percentage means a part. It could be a little bit or whole of it. That's how you relate it. Now mathematically, if you have to talk about it, if I say I have $500, okay? I have $500 with me, and I will give, if I say I will give 10% to somebody, how much I am going to give? If I say I will give 20%, how much I am going to give? If I say I will give 50%, how much I am going to give? Let's find it out. Yep. So 10%, I have $500, I will give 10% of that money to somebody. So okay, 10% of 500. This is what I'm going to give. 20%. 20% of 500. This is what I'm going to give. 50%. Okay. 50% of 500. This is what I'm going to give. Yep.
Do I multiply by the top number or each two?
So see here, if I have this, that means this by this, this by this, this by this. That's how you can look at it. So you will multiply the top numbers and multiply the bottom numbers. So here when I have this, I will say I 10 into 500 by 100. This is 20 into 500 by 100. This is 50 into 500 by 100. Is everybody getting bored right now? It's okay. Kiara, Suhina, Sami, Dikshita, everybody with me so far? Gayatri, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, this is what a percentage means. Now, when you have something like this, I don't believe in doing bigger calculation. I love simple, easy calculations only. Okay? I'm too old to do big calculation. I want to make them simple. It's not because of my age. It's about the math. When you deal with math, you have to always look at simplifying it. Okay? I keep cracking jokes. Those are called dad jokes. But that is only to make it easy, sound easy to you guys. But I'm saying, on a serious note, when I'm looking at any calculation, my goal would be to always make it simple. When I have something like this, what I want to do, I want to play with this. Do you know how to play with this? See, let's make it simple and then we'll do tic-tac-toe. If you look at this, 10, I will write this as 10, okay. 500 I can write it 5 into 100, isn't it? Yeah? And then I have 100 here already. See, I can do tic-tac-toe. This is the same matching number. 1 above, 1 below. What do I have now? 10 into 5, 50. Yeah? Similarly, here also I can split this into smaller number. 500 I can write as 5 into 100 and this and that will be gone. So, this is how you calculate percentage. Is that clear, Sami, Lasya, Suhina, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, percentage part is okay, and I know sometimes we'll get confused a little bit, and that's perfectly fine. Getting confused is a very good sign. Whenever you get confused, that means you are trying to think something. And then we'll put some more effort to understand this better. Now, so coming back to the same question that I asked, what are the different types of percentages? There are 3 types of percentages. One is called absolute percentage. Second one is called relative percentage. Third one is called net percentage. I know I'm making Gitesh sleepy now. Okay. So there are 3 types of percentages. Let's not worry about, see, calculation method will be the same. How you calculate percentage? Percent of something. That's how you'll calculate. Okay? Let's not worry about it. So, Sanvita. So, how we will calculate percentage? That is not going to change. What is that we are trying to learn here is, there are 3 flavors of percentage. One is called absolute percentage. As simple as that. 20% of 1,000. You will calculate 20%. 20% of 1,000. Do tic-tac-toe, find it out. No big deal. Yeah? Dikshita, okay beta? Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is this relative thing? Now imagine a situation when we put our money in the bank. Let's say I had $100. I went to Bank of America. I had $100. I went to Bank of America. And why I went to Bank of America? Because Bank of America says I'll give you better returns. what happens is when we go to bank, we put our money in the bank, they will say, okay, fine, I'll give you 5% interest. Meaning for every $100 you'll get $5 as interest. Meaning if you are putting $100 today in the bank, if you keep your money in the bank for 1 year, they'll give you 5%, meaning 5% of whatever money you have put. How much is that? $5. So they will give you $5. So you kept your $100 in the bank, they give you $5 more. So your 100 became 105 by the end of the year. Okay? Is everybody with me so far? Okay. Everybody liking bank giving extra money? Okay. Alright. Now, so when we talk about relative percentage, what I'm talking about is when I kept my money in the bank for 1 year, I got $5 extra. For $100, I got $5, let's say. Now, second year, if I'm keeping my money, if I forgot about this money, what happens? Every year, I put $100, I forgot about that bank account itself. After 5 years when I went to the bank, I saw that, okay, I had put only $100 and I have actually $128 in my account. How come? It looks like my money is laying eggs, getting more money there, right? Like if you have a chicken at home, we don't keep chicken at home anyways, but I'm saying if somebody has chicken, that chicken lays egg, that egg hatches, small chickens, and then keeps on growing. Likewise, you get $100 in the bank, it became $128 after 5 years. Why? Because of relative percentage thing. After 1 year, bank knows that okay, they are giving you $5 extra, 5% extra. This was the first year. Second year, what happens is, bank says, okay, last year this guy came and gave $100, put $100 in the bank. Now this became $105 after first year. Second year when it starts, you have actually $105. $100 is your money and $5 that you got from the bank. So your money is actually $105. Bank is counting that as the money. And then they give you 5% interest. 5% interest on the top of this money. This is called relative interest. When your interest on the money becomes new money for the next year, it keeps moving. That is when it is called relative. Earlier you got the interest on this one, next year you will get interest on this one, third year you will get interest on the new money. This is money plus the interest on this money, and then your base on which you are getting your interest, that keeps on moving. That's what is called relative percentage. And we'll talk more about it when we talk about interest, compound interest, simple interest, stuff like that. But for now, from a concept point of view, absolute percentage is the percentage that you calculate on a given value. Relative percentage is when your actual value keeps moving and keeps becoming new value. Is that okay or sounding unnecessarily complicated? Okay so far? Okay. Gayatri okay? Sami, Suhina okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we talked about absolute percentage and we talked about relative percentage. There is something called net percentage also. Now, again, you don't have to worry about calculating this thing right now. We are just trying to understand the concept part of it. Vasundhara, okay, beta? Vasundhara is not even talking to me. Are you okay? Okay. Alright. Kiara, okay? Fine. Now we are talking about net percentage. We talked about absolute percentage, relative percentage in a conceptual term, and now we talk about net percentage. Now let's look at it. Let's say I have $200. Okay. Somebody says, I'll give you 5% interest. I'll give you 5% for your money after 3 months. I'll give you another 5% after 6 months. I'll give you 8% after 9 months. And after 1 year, I'll give you another 2%. Okay? When you calculate it all, let's say, I'm not going to calculate anything right now. I'm saying after 3 months, 5%, let's say it was $10. After 6 months, it was, let's say, another $10. After this thing was probably $16. This was $4. We got this money, this money, this money, and this money. 5%, 5%, 8%, 2%. If I add it all together, this became 10 plus 10, 20 plus 20, $40. Now you'll say, okay, fine. How much money I got? What percentage I got? You can either add them together or add the total value and then find out what percentage it is of the old number, and that is your net percentage. Meaning, when you calculate different amounts, different percentages, and then put them together, that is your net percentage. Again, the concept part, you can always deal with the percentage the same way. These are different concepts that revolves around it. If somebody says find out the net percentage, don't get confused about it. Find out the total value and find out the actual percentage. Is that okay? That is called net percentage. Meaning, when you have some breakdown, there are different values that is calculated in regular intervals, and then that is added together to derive a lump sum or total percentage. That is called net percentage. So absolute percentage, relative percentage, and net percentage. These are 3 different types of percentages. Just for your knowledge, you don't really have to stress out too much for these things. Ultimately, whenever you deal with percentage, it will have only 2 things that you have to do. Okay? Only 2 things. You will have a number like this number. Find out 20% of this. 20% of a number. You can find it out. Or you will have a second situation scenario where you will say, okay, 200 is what percent of 500? One number is what percent of second number. So one scenario is you have a number and you have to calculate some percentage of that number. Or second scenario is you have a number and you have to find out this number is what percent of another number. Okay? These are only 2 calculations that you will do with percentage. And I can show it to you right now. I'll pick up some questions, okay, and I'll show you guys how does it work. So, calculate certain percentage of a number. Certain percentage of a number. That is one. Second is, any number, you are given a number, you have to find out that number is what percentage of this. Okay, let me give you guys a classic example. If I say, my salary is 80% of Arya's dad's salary, meaning I am getting less money, okay? If your daddy gets 100, I am getting only 80. So, my salary is 80% of Arya's dad's salary. Okay, I am just giving an example, I am just making it up, okay? If my salary is 3,000, what is Arya's dad's salary? Can somebody throw some light on this one? Again, I am giving you guys a practical question here. I am saying my salary is 80% of Arya's dad's salary. If my salary is $3,000 a month, what is Arya's dad's salary? Can somebody calculate and tell me? So there are 2 information that I have given. First information that I gave was my salary is 80% of Arya's dad's salary. That was the first information. Second information is, if my salary is $3,000. That's my information, second information. Question here is, what is Arya's dad's salary? Can somebody guess? And I'm sure that is a guess. No, I cannot guess the actual salary. I'm just guessing it. Can somebody tell me? Yes, yes, Kiara. Kiara, if you're saying something but I cannot hear you. Little louder. Some problem with the network, but I cannot hear you. Can you type it here if you heard the question? Can you type it in the chat window? Yes, Sanvita.
So for my answer, I got 3,750.
3,750, okay.
That's
Dixit,
like the
okay.
other person's salary.
Okay, that is, so if my salary is 3,000, you think Arya's dad is getting 3,750. That's the salary. Okay. Gitesh, how about you? I got Kiara's answer as well. Yes, Gitesh, what is your answer? I'm sorry? No, you guys have to be louder or start eating healthier food. Your voice cannot be so feeble, okay? I'm shouting, you guys don't have to shout at me, but we have to be louder. Yes, Dikshita.
I couldn't find that.
Okay. So there are multiple answers I'm getting here. Yep. Yeah, Kiara, you want to change your answer or you'll stick with the answer for now? Any guesses? I'm talking about your dad's salary, you have to tell me. Okay, anyways. So let's come back to simple calculation. Okay? How will we use percentage for solving it? Sandin, Sulain, any guess, beta?
Wait, what did you say?
No, I was asking. So here was the question, right? That I gave a question saying my salary is 80% of Arya's dad's salary. That was the first part of the question. Then I'm saying, if my salary is $3,000 a month, how much is Arya's dad's salary? That's the question I was trying to solve. Yes, Sanvita.
Can we explain like how we got our answer?
I will come to that, Rita. I'm just trying to get everybody's answer real quick. Yes, Gayatri, what is your answer?
I got 3,700.
You also got 3,750. Okay. So we have a couple of options to choose from. That's good. Now, okay, Sanvita, please go ahead. Explain.
I got 3,750 because like originally if we had known the whole number, we would multiply it by like 80% in fraction form, which is 80 over 100 to get 3,000. But since we don't know the whole number, instead like we would turn 80 over 100 into a decimal, which is 0.8, and you would divide 3,000 by 0.8 instead and do the reverse operation.
Okay, so Kiara also changed her mind. 3,750. Okay. So here's the thing. Now, when you come across a math, when you read a question, your plan should be to translate that question into some mathematical form. Let's look at what we know. What we know is, if somebody says 80% of something, 80% of something, I said my salary is 80% of Arya's dad's salary, right? Arya's dad's salary. So I'm saying 80% of Arya's dad's salary. Let's say that is A. I don't know the value right now. Or let's say that is X. My salary is 80% of Arya's dad's salary, which I don't know. Right? My salary is, let's say my salary is M. M is equal to 80% of Arya's dad's salary. I don't know X, which is Arya's dad's salary. But I know my salary. That was second part of the question, right? That was saying 3,000. Now I have a situation where there is only one thing that is not known. I am trying to find out this X, which is Arya's dad's salary. How will I do it? Okay, so basically I will isolate this guy. I will keep X, okay, let me keep X on this side. I kept X on this side. Everything else has to move. X says, okay, I want to be alone. Everybody move out. And how does that movement happen? So everything from here will go to other side of equal to. So this 100 which is here, it moves like this, like a butterfly. When you make it cross the equal to sign. Okay? So this 80, this 100 from bottom goes up. This goes here. This 80 from here comes down. Yeah? So now you have a magical way to find out Arya's dad's salary. And that is X equal to 3,000 into 100 divided by 80. Okay? I always keep talking about tic-tac-toe. I will give you one more tic-tac-toe. If you have zeros at the end, you can knock them off. This 1 0 here and 1 0 you can straight knock off. Your calculation became little easy. So what you have is 3,000 into 10 by 8. And you can say 3,000 as 3,000 and 10 as 2 into 5 and 8 as 4 into 2. This 2 and this 2 I need to tic-tac-toe. I still have way to further make it small. So 3,000 I can write as 750, okay. I will say 30 into 100. And then I have a 5 here and I have 4 here. This 100 I can break down 30 into 25 into 4 into 5 by 4. This 4 gone. Now I can calculate this. So this will be our answer, which is, I believe, this is 3,750. Let me not believe, let me do it. 25 into 5 is 125 into 30. This becomes 3, 5 are 15, 1, 2, 6, 7, 3. Yeah, 3,750. Now, on the calculation I did, don't worry about this part. You guys know how to do it. What I'm trying to say is, how do you convert math to English or English to math? That is what will make your job easier or difficult. Yeah, Gitesh, you are saying something? Okay, that's okay. Kiara, you are saying something, beta? Your hand is raised. Okay. So again, this was a percentage problem. Did I use any formula or anything? No. There is only one formula that we need to be aware of. That is any percentage, X percentage of Y can be written as English X percent of Y, and that will give you the value. Okay? So this is the English that you need to keep with you, and then you can do all tic-tac-toe and fun stuff for solving the problems related to percentage. So let's try solving one or two percentage problem, then we'll go to exponents. Is that okay, everybody? Sami, Suhina, Kiara, Gayatri. Yes, Gayatri. That's not Gayatri, Kiara. Everybody okay? Dikshita, Sami, Suhina okay? Gitesh? Okay. All right. So let's pick up. Last year, are you guys okay? All good? Are you able to follow what I'm doing? I told you guys that there is only one formula, only one thing that you have to keep in mind. Rest all is English. We'll use English for solving math problems. Okay? Only thing that you have to keep in mind is some percentage of something. Some x percent of y. That's it. Put that in the formula and then you can deal with it. Let's pick up one problem. We'll try solving one problem and then we'll go to exponents today. So let me see. I have a question that says 20% of what number is 21? 20%, okay? I will get you guys bored and tired of me soon. That's the plan. By doing the same thing over and over again. The question is, okay, hear me out clearly, okay? Hear this question for 2 minutes, non-stop, to get bored, tired, frustrated with me, okay? 20% of what number is 21? 20% of what number or which number is 21? Let me frustrate you guys first by reading the question so many times. 20% of what number is 21? Yes, Ami?
Is it 105?
See, Sami is taking revenge. I was trying to bore her, frustrate her. She is saying, no, I will not let you do that. I have the answer already. But with on a serious note, if I have a situation like this is the strategy that we follow, right? And I keep on insisting on that. And Sami, to your point, beta, you are spot on with your answer. I know you got the right answer, but I'm still trying to make sure that everybody gets with an approach. So, one last time, 20% of what number is 21? Now let's convert that to English. 20% of what number? I don't know what number is that. Let me call it M. Okay? I'm just giving it a name. 20% of what number is 21? Now you have everything in front of you. Once you find the value of M, you are done. And what is the method? Isolation. Quarantine. Right? Quarantine is what we learned, right? During COVID days, when we'll say, okay, I'll isolate this person so that if somebody has COVID, it doesn't spread. Same thing here, we'll do quarantine. We'll isolate this variable, meaning we'll keep this thing. If we come to a point, this M equal to something, that is the answer we are trying to get. 20% of something is 21. And what is that something is what we are trying to find out. So we'll keep this guy this side and we'll make everybody move. And we know that butterfly method is what comes into picture. So 20, which is here, will come below. This is below, will go up. Now look at this, 21. We are moving everything to other side of equal to. So 100 goes that side, goes like a butterfly, goes up. This goes like a butterfly, comes down. See? 21. Now I'm trying to do tic-tac-toe. I'm trying to play with this. So 100 I can write as 20 into 5. And this 20 is 20. This 20 and this 20 I can knock off. What do I have? 21 into 5. That gives me 105. So same answer as Sami. So my answer also matches with Sami's number. Is that making sense, everybody? Clear? Last year.
Yes, sir.
Sami, Suhina. Suhina has been very quiet today, unlike always. Suhina, are you able to follow better?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Kiara is okay, Gayatri is okay, Sandrine Sunil is okay, Gitesh okay. Something interesting about the class today. Vasundhara, no problem? Something very interesting. Now I know why Gitesh is so quiet today. This poor gentleman is surrounded by all ladies around him. There is not even a single other boy in the class today. Arav, we are missing Arav, Advik, Tanu. I'm the only guy who is supporting Gitesh right now, isn't it? Imagine if I was not there, Gitesh would have struggled to survive. He's the guy from Lone Star State. He's alone there. Okay, all right. So jokes apart, let's come back to a serious point. So we saw a situation where we had a question which was saying, okay, 20% of which number is 21? We learn only one thing, some percent of something, and we just use that English to find it out. Now let's look at one more problem and then we'll move on, because life moves on, we'll also move on. Let me read another question for you. This is a word problem, okay? And we'll try solving it together. Is anybody getting bored right now? Nobody? Is anybody feeling sleepy right now at 5 o'clock in the evening? 5:30? Okay, alright. Let's move on. The question is, if 40% of students in a class are girls, which is not the case with us today, we have 90% of the class as girls. Okay. It says, if 40% of the students in a class are girls and 25% of the girls wear glasses, what percentage of the entire class are girls wearing glasses? Let me read the question for you guys one more time. If 40% of the students in the class are girls, I am writing it down so that you guys don't have to rely on your memory. 40% of class is girls. Okay? And 25% of the girls, 25% of girls is girls wear glasses. What percentage of the entire class is girls wearing glasses? So, yep. Yes, I mean.
You said what percentage of the class?
So, let's say, okay, what percentage of entire class is girls wearing glasses? So, let me make you guys think for it a little bit.
25% of 40 or just 25%?
What is that?
Is it 25% of 40 or just 25%?
So, I will not answer that because it seems like the laptop is running out of battery. It might die down anytime soon. Let me run and get the charger real quick, beta, okay? Just a minute.
Okay.
Is your building disconnected? Are you guys still there? Wonderful. Narrow escape. Yes. So, Sammy, your question was, is it 20%? Okay, so let me read the question again. 40% of the class is girls. 40% of the class is girls. 25% of girls wear glasses. I'm repeating myself, okay? Hear me very clearly. 25% of the girls wear glasses. What percentage of the entire class is girls wearing glasses? Is that clear, Sami?
Yes, sir, that makes more sense.
Yes. Sanvita, tell me what is the answer?
I got 10%.
10%? Okay, we'll see. Dikshita, what did you get?
10%, sir.
Okay, Kiara also got 10%. You guys are becoming good friends together. Everybody is getting same answer. Sandrine, Celine,
10%.
10%. Bad news. Everybody getting same answer. Hiranya also got 10%. Okay. You guys still working on it? Thinking about it? Think about it. See, this is a class where we have the chance to make mistakes. I want you guys to make mistakes. Because when you make mistakes, that is when you learn the most. Okay? Anybody still working on it or want 5 more minutes? Gitesh, any luck? You are the sole army today. You have to give an answer. Now? I don't know about Sandrine and Celine, whether you guys fight or not. I have 2 girls as well at home and they fight a lot, trust me. They literally fight. So my elder one is ready to go to college this year. So she's almost going to be 18 this October. Younger one is in 6th grade, 7th grade. She's 11. They are 6 years apart, but they still fight big time. Okay. This is called sibling rivalry. Alright, so are we still wanting to try something or you would want me to get going with what I wanted to explain? So, okay, Sanvita, maybe I'll give a chance to Sanvita to explain that once. Sanvita, what was your approach? How did you arrive at whatever you arrived at?
So since 40% of the girls in the class, since 40% of the class are girls and 25% of the boy classes, I multiplied 40 over 100 times 25 over 100, and then I got 1,000 over 10,000, and when you simplify that, it becomes 10 over 100, so I got 10%.
Okay. Similar approach for everybody else? Hiranya, Sandrine, Celine. Okay. Now, let me make it the way I would want to understand like a baby. Let's say if I'm a baby who has just learned a little bit of math. If I try solving it like a baby, how will I solve? Okay? I just know English, I don't know much of math right now. That's what a baby will say. So I'm a baby right now. Let's look at it. What I know as a 5th grader or a 4th grader right now is that this is 40%. 40% of class is girls. Okay? So if I had, let's say, 100 kids in the class, how many girls we are talking about? Gitesh, how many girls we are talking about right now? Okay, let me repeat myself. I'm saying, first line of the question says 40% of the class is girls. Yeah? Meaning, if there were 100 students in the class, how many were girls? 40. 40 out of 100, right? 40 per 100. Let's assume that we have 100 kids in the class. Yeah? Everybody with me? So we have 100 kids in the class, 40 of them are girls. 40 are girls. Okay? Second line of the question says 25% of girls wear glasses. 25% of the girls wear glasses. How many girls I have? 40. 25%, 25 per... I should not be that stingy. I can use the board here. 25 percent of girls. How many girls we have? 40. Wear glasses. So how many girls are wearing glasses? Okay, I can knock off 1 0 and 1 0 here. What I have? 25 into 4 by 10. 25 into 4 by 10. 10 I can write as 5 into 2. So, and 25 I can write as 5 into 5. So 5 into 5 into 4 by 5 into 2. 1 5 and this 5 I can do tic-tac-toe. What I have? 5 4 times 4 by 2. 5 times 4 is 20, divided by 2 is 10. Look at the sequence of events. I just looked at 40% of the class is girls. I made an assumption. Nobody is telling me how many kids, right? I'm deciding myself. Say, okay, fine. That 40% of the class is girls. Meaning, if I had 100 kids in the class, 40 were girls. Second line says 25% of the girls wear glasses. Meaning, 25% of this. This is my total number of girls in the class. 25% of this wear glasses. So, 25% of this gives me 10. So what I see here is 10 out of 100 are girls wearing glasses. What is this question? What percentage of entire class is girls wearing glasses? We found that 10 out of 100 are the girls wearing glasses. 10 out of 100 is how much? What percentage? 10%. 15 out of 100 is what percentage? 15%. 20 out of 100 is what percent? 30%. Yeah? So, we found that 10 out of 100 are girls wearing glasses. Or 10 out of 100 is what? 10%. My question was this: what percentage of entire class is girls wearing glasses? That is 10%. That's what we derived. Does that make sense? So what percentage of our class is girls wearing glasses? Only Gayatri, Dikshita and nobody else, right? Sandrine also wears glasses sometimes. Okay. We'll calculate the percentage for our class sometime later. But again, coming back to this point, in this whole chapter of percentage or this whole unit of percentage, what is that one formula that we learned? One formula.
X.
Yeah. The formula is, there is no formula actually. It is simple English. Some percentage of something. Some percentage. So, some percentage of something. Some percentage, percent of something else. Yep. And this is just English. There is no formula actually. Yep. Now, with that being said, I am not going to keep bugging you guys with percentage more. We'll move on to the next topic, that is called exponents. That is where we'll talk about the basic exponents and then we'll go on to radical and rational exponents. Is that okay? Here, Lasya and Arya. Are you guys with me, beta?
Yeah.
Samis and Suhina. Are you both with me as well?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Something stressing you guys out a little bit? A little bit? No, so again, I will see again. For me, every child is equally important in the class. That's why, like if I look at Dikshita, Dikshita has probably gone through this concept in the past also. Gitesh has gone through the concept in the past also. That's why I'm not calling out their names. That doesn't mean I'm ignoring them by any chance. I will keep on asking you guys. Some of you have joined the class recently. Some of you have moved from one level to next level. So initially, I will keep calling out the names a little more often, only to make sure. Gitesh, don't open the mouth, mosquito might go in. Okay, so on a serious note, what I'm saying is, I will just make sure that when we move from one level to another level, we are being little more careful. You are getting the extra support till your car starts moving at a fast pace. Okay, So if I'm calling out some names very often, that is only to make sure that as a group, as a class, everybody is able to follow the same speed. Okay? That's fine. So for everybody else in this group, remember Sami and Suina has been promoted to this level because they were doing awesome in the previous level. So they are among the star performers from the previous level. That's how they have landed here. So I'm just trying to make sure that they are equally comfortable with the higher grades and the things that they will come across. Okay? Alright. Last year, are you with me? Everybody okay? Sounding complicated or easy? Easy. Little complicated? No, that's okay. And you don't have to do copy paste. Meaning, let's say Arya might be comfortable, you are not comfortable. You might be comfortable, she not be comfortable tomorrow. It happens. Some concepts, it takes time. Somebody will understand one go, somebody will take 2 attempts. We are here not to count attempts, we are here to understand. So if there is something that is not clear, I'm okay to explain again and again and again. I'm perfectly fine with that. Okay? So don't worry about it. I will not leave any child in the class. I will hold your hand till I am confident that okay, you understood it. Yeah? That's the goal. Alright, let's move on. So we will talk about, how much time do we have today? Only 3 more minutes. How much we can cover in 3 minutes? Let's see. So we will start a journey with exponents. What exactly do we mean by exponents? Some of you would be knowing, some of you might be finding it new. But if I ask you guys, what do you mean by exponents? What is your understanding of that? Yes, Sami.
Exponents like the power of 10, like that.
Yeah. That's one example. Anything else? Sandrine, Celine, Gayatri, Arya? Okay. I am getting it. Yes, that's a good example. Yes, Sanvita.
It represents how many times the number is multiplied by itself.
Exponent is a thing that represents how many times a number is multiplied by itself. So that itself is a good word. Sometimes I get stuck with a word. Now, here 2 is multiplied by itself 2 times. Here 2 is multiplied by itself 3 times. Here 4 is multiplied by itself 5 times. Yeah? What do? We can represent this in a simpler way. 2 is multiplied by itself 2 times. This is called my exponent, 2 to the power 2. 2 is multiplied by itself 3 times. I can represent this as 2 to the power 3. So this power or the exponent denotes or expresses that this number is multiplied this many times by itself. If I am looking at this, here I can represent this as 4 multiplied by itself 5 times. Yeah? I can see something. I can see 2 siblings. Okay. So coming back here. So this is called exponents. Yes, somebody has raised hand. Who was it? Nobody? So coming back to the basic concept. If I have a number being multiplied by itself certain number of times, we use exponents for representing that in an easier way. Let's say if I say 2 multiplied by itself, I am a pretty jobless guy right now. I am just playing with 2. Yes, Kiara. Yep, you are right. So here, if you look at the situation, I literally made one corner of this board dirty. by writing 2 into 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 2. See how jobless I'm sounding right now. I can avoid that by using exponents and write this as I have all the numbers same 2. 2 is only getting multiplied by itself. How many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. See how clean this is compared to what you are seeing here. So this is our way of representing a situation when you are multiplying a number by itself certain number of times. And there are a lot of interesting calculation around that we'll talk about. There are 3 rules. One is multiplication rule, one is division rule, and third is the power rule. We'll talk about that, and then we'll talk about what do we mean by radical and rational exponents also. But before I even talk further, are we all okay with whatever I have mentioned so far? It is a good and a simple start. Because you guys might be very intelligent. I am not. I'm a very simple guy. That's why I always try to keep things as simple as I can so that it doesn't bother anybody. Is that okay, Gayatri? Vasundhara okay? Sarvita, Hiranya okay? Lasya okay? Cool. If everybody is okay, then go and have fun. We'll talk tomorrow same time. Yeah? Okay? Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Gidesh, feel better now?